Okay, guys, thanks for jumping on. I'm stoked to have Amanda here today, and she has so much knowledge and so much expertise on leadership. And take it away, girl, because the floor is yours. And I'm going to mute myself so that there aren't any interruptions here.
Coolio. Hey! Actually, I wanted to do this, and it was after a statement that Joelle had actually made to me. And she said something about, it's no wonder that you're orange so quick, because you just get things done. You execute on them. And that kind of stuck with me. And I know that I've been really blessed to have a lot of different experiences with my career that have led me down leadership paths. And I just wanted to share whatever I could just to really help you be successful, to help your business be successful, Team Glam, doesn't matter. I just want everyone to be successful, and you might not always have some of these. So I just wanted to share a couple of little things that I've learned, and I wrote down some notes. They're kind of a mess, but we'll get it. So the first thing is, you probably have noticed, or many of you have noticed, that I'm not super active in like the blue group or the green group. And I don't want that to come across that I don't want to be supportive or I wouldn't want to share my ideas, because that's not the case. It's truly just, oh, Josie. It's really just a matter of my priorities really are within my own team. And we have a lot of group chats, but I work full time. I spend a majority of my time talking with my team. And I think that it's great to have an outlet to discuss your dreams and your visions and your goals. But I think that there's another piece, which is the execution piece, that is equally as important. And so I hope, well, actually I would say this. Yeah, just message your team. I message my team daily and numerous times throughout the day. And I try to reach as many people in my downline as I possibly can and build a relationship with them. And it's not so much about unique, but it's about the relationship. So I would challenge you all to really spend a good chunk of your time. Oh, I think my dog might not be able to get off the bed upstairs. He just did a little squeaky bark. Sorry. Anyway, I don't even know where I was going. His little squeaky bark completely threw me off because he's probably stuck up there. Anyway, message everyone on your team, get to know them individually, get to build that relationship with them. And I challenge you to do that. And that's where a majority of your messaging should be, aside from with your customers. The other thing, and Black status, I've heard people say it all the time. Jenny has said it. Ashley has said it. You really want to dig into your back office. And for me, up until a couple of months ago, I kind of took that as just looking at my back office, and I thought that was digging into it. But it is not. I can really spend hours in my back office. You filter everything, you can look at everyone, you can see everything. And I also challenge you to really get into your back office and look at every single person on there. Hopefully you know what their goals are. Even if you are not their direct sponsor, if you're a leader of that team, you should know that stuff too. So you should know where they want to go, and then you can come up with different plans to help them with it. But first, it's really just getting to know them and what they want to achieve, where they're at, where they need to go, and some of those different pieces. And I'll show you my dry erase board. There's a lot of people that do this. And I just got this, I think a couple of months ago. But it does wonders for your business to really be able to visually see everyone and to look at it. For me, it's actually going into my back office and then putting it up here. That's what does everything for me. This is just a quick glance at things. But when I write it down, that's when my brain starts to formulate everything. Like, oh, this person's here. I need to message them. Like, I have a girl who's at $6.95, so she's $305 away from hitting yellow. So I messaged her and I said, hey, you are so close to yellow. You're only $305 away. She had no idea. And I think that we know this business inside and out, but I think for new people, I don't think that they quite get it. You know what I mean? So I messaged her and I said, just so that you know what yellow means, it's a pay raise for you. You go from 20% commissions to 25% commissions. It's huge. And you are so close. And she was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. So now I have her wrote down to follow up with her. I'm also a huge fan of countdowns. I want to say Whitney's husband last month or the month before, might have been February. She had these super cute countdown things that was a count, like a road to blue and a road to pink. And then I made one for a road to yellow. And then it had the different numbers in PRS, and I can share them in the group somehow, the templates. And you just put their name, you use word swag or whatever, put their name in the top off their PRS to help them with their goals. And I would say do it for them. It does two things. One, it gets their buy-in because they know that you're watching, and it's done for them. And it's a very good visual reminder. A lot of people won't do, don't mind that. A lot of people won't do some of those different pieces. And I think that if you just take that extra little step and do it for them, that can go a long way. You're not hitting their goals, you're just showing them where they're at so far. And I think it's something little that will help. So knowing your back office, I think, is so crucial. And I kind of wish that I would have understood truly what it meant. It's not just looking at my company and just looking at it. It's really digging into it and looking at PRS, looking at lifetime PRS, and identifying all those different areas. The next thing, identifying leaders on your team. I think this is something that I hope everyone's doing. And I think that I didn't do it for a long time, and I don't really know why, but identify those that not are just runners, but are leaders. People that want to do this, they want to do it full time, they want that financial freedom. Identify those people and have them help you. I have a group chat, we call it Boss Bitches. We did call it Boss Babes, but we now call it Boss Bitches. And we have a group chat with 4 individuals on my team, and we talk nonstop, and 99% of it is about Unique, and it's about ideas that we have, and it's about brainstorming, collaborating, sharing. It's just everything. And it's so great to be able to put something in there and really get some good solid feedback back with just a couple of individuals that are on your team that can do really amazing things. The other thing that I would say is give them a task in your group. You don't have to take all of this on with yourself, and I think that's what I was doing before. But delegation is huge, and it does 2 things. It opens up you to have more time for yourself, but also it helps them grow as a leader. I identified my boss bitches. We created group chats for people that wanted to go to, or that were almost at yellow, and then for people that are going to pink. And I wanted them to own it. I wanted them to use their own ideas. I wanted them to do whatever they felt they needed to do to help empower those women achieve their goals. And not that it blew my mind because I already know that they could do it, but it blew my mind because it exceeded my expectations. Seeing them put this plan out and have so much passion and so much thought behind it, it just was like, wow, yeah. And there's no way that I could have done that. There's just no way. But they did a phenomenal job with it. So I would say delegate, identify leaders, come up with a plan, and delegate. They will step up and they will blow your mind. I promise you. If you give them that chance, they will. So I talked a little bit about the team chats. So whether you have 5 people on your team or if you have 105 people on your team, know what a big majority of your team is going for. And if you have a lot of people that are close to hitting yellow, create a yellow group chat and have the people that really want to hit yellow go in there. And you can have someone help delegate, which is what I've done. And I mean, there's so much that's out there, and all of the trainings and all the groups that we have Lash Stars, we have Pipex Pretties, we have Jenny's White Sisters, we have Team Glam. There's so much training on there that it can get overwhelming. And I think that if you have a special group chat set up for a specific group of women that are on this, they're on the same level, they're trying to all achieve the same goal, you can really break things down and get specific to them and individualize something to them. You have to get their buy-in, of course. Otherwise, if you do this and throw everyone in there, they're not going to know exactly what's going on. But if you inform them of it beforehand, let them know that you're going to be doing this and what to expect out of it, have them in there, it's just going to help, I promise. If you have a majority of your team going for pink, same thing. Have someone own that group chat. Let the people know that you want to help them and achieve their goals, and you're going to have a special group chat set up to help them. And then it's really just tailored to whatever they feel they need the most help with. Sorry, my lighting's like terrible, but it's okay. So something that was interesting, I was watching Lauren Pipak shoot for Black Status Level 1, which was insane, right? We all saw a huge force of women that came together to help her achieve that, which is incredible. I want to know how many elites, I'll just put this out there for a minute. How many elites do you think Lauren Pipak has on her team?
A lot.
That's what I would think too. I would think like, gosh, she probably has like 100 elites. Would it blow your mind to know that it's 13? If that doesn't help you really know that anything is possible in this business, I don't know what else will. But she shared her screen and I took screenshots and I was looking at all of the details of her back office. She has 13 elites. What? Anything is possible. She achieved Black Status Level 1 with 13 elites. And in that moment, like right at that minute, everything, like just a huge light bulb went off for me. We really, if you want to achieve those big goals, focus on building elites. Once you build elites, help them build more elites. She gave a really great analogy about like first generation and second generation and all that stuff, which I did not understand until I watched this with her. And she talked about, imagine that it's like having babies and a family growing. If you have, 3 babies, well, then your family can grow, only so much. If you have 10 babies, then it just grows a lot more. And I don't know why, but I was like, oh my gosh, everything just made sense to me in that moment. All these things that we've talked about or that we've heard people say, it all just made complete sense to me. Focus on building elites. So what I said earlier about identifying leaders, those will be your elites. So focus on building your leaders, identify those leaders, focus on getting them to an elite status, and then help them build their business the exact same way. Or not even the exact same way. I guess I shouldn't say that. Whatever's going to be best for them, because everyone's so different. But you know what I mean. Get to your success that way. They should have their own style. The last couple of things that I have, because I don't want this to be super long, is don't be afraid. Well, if you can, incentives can go a long way. An incentive doesn't need to be a trip to the Bahamas. An incentive really can be on the Unique Boutique, there's a 3-pack of notebooks that are $5. That can be a huge incentive for someone. If they achieve a goal, you write a handwritten note inside that notebook and mail that to them. That can go so far. So take time to show your appreciation and to show your gratitude to your team. Nothing means more than when you get a special delivery from someone that you really admire and look up to. And do that. Take the time to do that. It goes such a long way. And if you can afford something more, then do it. I think that actions really speak loudly on your team, and I think that your team can feel that. And I know we ran an incentive just in my group, and we were wrong on a number. We said that if you hit pink, you get $200, which was a true thing that happened the month before. Well, before you knew it, the end of the month came and a new month started, and we were still in that $200 frame of mind. And so we announced it again out to the team. And it wasn't until like 5 days later that we realized that it was not $200. And it was the month that Derek said something big is coming, but I'm not going to tell you just yet. And then have another meeting like, I'm going to tell you, but not today, maybe like another day. And then it was like, okay, today's the day, just kidding. And then finally the day happened and we realized that it was $100. And I very easily could have just said, well, we just have to announce it and just say that is what it is. But there was people that were so motivated by it, I couldn't feel right about it. And so I just made the decision to match it and to honor what we had said originally. And I think that those little things can go so far. So if you can do something for your team as an incentive, do it. Your actions will speak volumes to your team too. So even if you can't, if something happens, just do whatever you can to make it right, because I think those are the signs of a leader that really just go so far with your team. Incentives, recognition. The last piece, I don't want this to come across in a negative way or a bad way, but also when I was watching Lauren achieve her Black status level 1, I guess just these preconceived ideas that I have sticking and hanging around. But her PRS was, she says on average around 1,000 to 1,500. She has some months that are better. And I think for me, I try really hard I want to be the top. I want to be on Ashley's top 10 every single month. That's what I want to do. And I'm super bummed when I'm not. And I realized it's not so much about having a really high PRS as much as it is being consistent with it. Almost every single month I have over $1,000 PRS. Yeah, I would love to have 15. There was months where I had $3,500 PRS, $3,600 PRS. But you don't have to have that in order to be successful. As long as you're consistent and you're growing your team and you're working with them and you're developing those relationships, that will help you more than anything. I promise you. So that was really another huge aha moment for me. I would have thought that her PRS would have been higher just because she's Lauren Pipek. And if I was a consumer, I would want to buy from Lauren because she's so well known. So that was really cool to me to see, to just be like, it was just a little pressure that I think was there that I had put on myself, that I kind of was like, okay, you know, it's not so much about having the highest PRS, which is great, as long as it's consistent and it's maintained. But really it's just about being consistent and doing what you can. And then along with all of that mess with your team and everything like that, then you gotta still build relationships with your customers. So it's definitely a balancing act. You can't sway one way and then not so much the other. So at this level, when you want to grow and you want to do further, it's really a fine balance between working with your team and helping them and building them and coming up with ideas, and then also your customers and working your business that way. They both go hand in hand. I wanted to show you my board. and I know that there's a lot of people that do this. Can I flip it around? There we go. So this is my board, and I have everyone wrote down to the best of my knowledge. It's kind of sloppy, but I understand it. I have people that are in the yellow group, and I wish that I had a bigger board and I could organize it different, but for me it works. And I really have their company wholesales, unless they're shooting for yellow, then I just have their actual PRS. And then I have to-do items. I couldn't log on to Zoom, so I had to write down the meeting number. And then I have my customers and who's interested in what, that way I know to do my follow-ups with them. So this kind of helps everything. So it's not just my team, it's ideas, and it's also customers. But I wish my board was like this whole wall and I could just write everything down. I have my planner too that I write things down with. Which I also recommend that if you need something like this. I have just pages and pages of ideas, what I need to yeah. But that was really all that I had. You guys have any questions to think of?
Well, I 100%, I think you've been very consistent with your planner. As long as I can remember, I know you've been using that very consistently. And I think it does start out with customers and then building those into your Y sisters and then just making it more and more of an in-depth friendship. And that loyalty really is so important and irreplaceable. It makes sense to have it start, as soon as they're your customer. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. I told that to someone yesterday. Oh, Michelle, one of my new girls that just joined, I said, just how insane networking is. And then I made a comment and I said, you know what? When I think about it, some of the people that I talk to every single day, I've only met maybe a hand, like MJ, I've only met once in person. Laura, I've met a couple of times. And Joelle, you and I live in the same city, but it was like the people that I have so close to my heart, I've only met a couple of times, and it's so crazy to me how, I don't know, networking is so just amazing. I don't know. It's so cool. And it blows my mind to think about what else is going to happen, because you can only keep growing relationships, and that is just like, what? There's so many good people out there.
Awesome. I loved it.
Yay.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Hopefully I get some of the main points across, but I really think anyone can hit Black status level 1. I really think that.
Yeah.
It's a matter of being consistent and doing it and being a little bit strategic and really just working and building your team.
I've said this before, but my team grows the best when I'm organized with a whiteboard like that behind you. Like when I have everything written out and I know exactly where everyone is and not just have to like go look in the back office, because we can all do that like super easy, but actually like visibly writing it down and seeing it connects me, and it just makes all those goals so much more real, and I'm pushing people and they can see what's happening. And anyways, I love that. Like I love the whiteboard so much.
Yep. I couldn't agree more. And I've heard people talk about it, and I was always like, what I have is working. No, just trust us. Just try it out. Put it down. Dig into it. I promise it will only help.
Yes.
I agree.
Awesome.
Julio,
Okay.
the last thing, since this is recorded, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I may miss a lot in the blue groups or the green groups, but if you have something that you want to know individually, please please reach out to me, and I'd be more than happy to share whatever insight I have.
Awesome.
No wrong way, no right way, just, whatever.
Okay. Thank you so much. You're amazing.
You're welcome.
And, we all look up to you, myself included. And I can't wait to meet you.
I know. I haven't even met you in person. Like, what?
I know. How crazy is that?
I feel like I have, but I haven't.
Yeah, it's true.
I have dreams about Ashley sometimes. It's really weird.
I love it. That's super awesome. All right, cuties, I'm going to stop the recording. But thank you hopefully you guys are all rewatching this and soaking in all of Amanda's knowledge, because she's not orange for no good reason. She's a smart cookie. So take it all in and watch it again if you need to.